Like I said, I can get you my attorney's phone number anytime you want.
Thank you.
Okay. Alright folks, good afternoon and welcome to the vlog. Welcome back to the channel. I have some explaining to do. Number one, I am back at home. Now the GTI that you have been seeing in the past few uploads is my friend Bobby's RF Racing on YouTube. Recently, we went on a big vacation. So let me explain here a little bit. Let me put the camera down on the McLaren. So about 2 weeks ago, I had a family member. My grandfather did pass away. I know that you guys, first of all, have been very supportive, which I appreciate. And, you know, I've been dealing with those health issues for a while now, which is okay. You know, he was 92 years old and that's he had a very long, good life. And once again, I do appreciate the support. So I had that happen and I took a few days off, and then we had this big family trip planned with my girlfriend's family and friends and everything, and we were gonna go on a cruise. And you know, so we kind of had these two big events happen at once where I was gonna take off a lot of time on YouTube. However, I decided that during the cruise, I wanted to upload some videos, and I almost didn't go because it was so soon, but I figured that the cruise would be a great way to kind of get my mind off of things, and it really did me well. If you can notice, I am a little bit more tan than usual, and I really had a great time. You know, I love scuba diving. I love anything with water. I love, even though I live in PA, so I don't really go to the beach that much. I love it. So I did have a great time, and one of the reasons why just straight up I didn't come out and say, hey, I'm going on vacation is because just like last year, you know, I don't really like to broadcast when I'm going to be leaving my home for an extended amount of time, even though you know, my mom was staying here and my brother was here for a while too. You know, I just don't like to announce, hey, I'm going to be gone from my house. So that's why I didn't just come out and say, hey, I'm going on vacation. So you may have noticed, and I appreciate the fact that a lot of people haven't been commenting this, although there have been a few. You may have noticed the content over the past two and a half weeks hasn't been that great. And the reason why is because every video you guys have watched was recorded in 2 days. Every single video I made. So I've made about 6, 7, 8 videos. Those were all recorded in 2 days. As a matter of fact, the last 4 videos were all recorded in one afternoon in the course of like 2 hours before I left because I wanted content to release. The only thing I did not plan for was the fact that on the ship, even though I paid for the good Wi-Fi, the internet was not nearly good enough to actually upload videos. So I had 2 edited videos, and I literally started uploading the one at 3 p.m. on, I think it was Wednesday evening, and it wasn't uploaded until like Thursday night. So I'm talking more than 24 hours to upload the video. It was crazy. I mean, Instagram posts were taking like 10 minutes. So I do apologize for the lack of content and the fact that the content I was able to upload wasn't that great. But again, I feel like it wasn't that bad considering I did it all in the course of a day and a half. That being said, I am back and I'm very much rejuvenated and energized and motivated and ready to go and make some awesome content again. The weather is finally kind of looking up a little bit. I can't wait to drive the cars. The ZR1 is coming very soon, so I promise you great driving content is coming soon, and I'm really gonna work hard to make the channel even better this year. You know, I wanna get to 1 million subs by the end of 2018. We got awesome events coming up, like the first call out coming up on April 29th. So mark your calendars now. April 29th, of course, myself, Nick, the whole crew gonna be there. That's gonna be awesome. Looking forward to great things ahead. Now, here is the thing in Mexico, which again, I had a fantastic time. And I was gonna vlog a little bit. I do have some footage. If you notice in the beginning of this video, I'm not sure what time lapse I'm gonna use, but you can tell I was traveling and I was in a beautiful place. We were in Florida for a while, so really nice to get some warm weather because we haven't had a lot of it around here. But I had this great time in Mexico. I did film a little bit, I vlogged. I rented a Jeep in Cozumel and it was a ton of fun driving this Jeep around. The only problem is I went you know, diving and snorkeling and all this stuff I did. And, you know, I got some really cool close-up stuff. I had the GoPro And if you don't follow me on Instagram, you might not know this. If you do, I'm sure you do know it. And if you don't follow me, check me out at StreetSpeed717. But I unfortunately left my GoPro in Cozumel. So we were back on the ship after we had already left, and I'm sitting there rooting through my luggage and everything, and I'm like, oh shit, that's right, I don't have it. And I remembered, you know, you get that, when you forget something, you get that flash in your head of where you last put it, and it was in the center console of the Jeep. So to any subscribers, now this is a pretty desperate plea, but to any subscribers that live in Mexico, if you can get to Cozumel, I know not too many people live in Cozumel on the actual island, but if anybody can get there, it was at the port, the cruise ship port, where Carnival, Royal Caribbean, all the cruise ships are at. It's the big L-shaped port, dock, whatever you want to call it. And right there on like the port itself, or the Port Authority, those guys, they're in yellow shirts. They're offering for you to rent Jeeps and cars and everything else. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, again, yellow shirts, it was a silver Jeep. I'll put a picture up on the screen. A silver Jeep with a little yellow like sticker on it, and the sticker was 30. If anybody can find that camera, now it's a camera like my GoPro, but it has instead of, let me show you. Okay, so it's a GoPro Hero 6, and instead of 3G on it, it's a 1 written in silver Sharpie. So just like that, it says number 1 instead of 3G. If anybody can find that, you can keep the camera. I said on Instagram, I'll give you $1,000 if you can mail it to me. Now I know what the SD card looks like, and I know if it's mine, so don't send me a fake one. Don't send me one with like some homemade bizarre video on it. If you can get that SD card back to me, you can keep the GoPro. I don't even give a fuck. Keep the Hero 6. If you can get that SD card back to me, I will give you $1,000. Of course, you do get the camera too if you want it, so that's like a $1,400 value. It would really mean a lot, not because, and I'm willing to pay for it, not because like, you know, not because it's got some great content on it. It is stuff I would like to share with you because it was fun, but really, you know, I filmed a lot of great family memories on that GoPro, and it was a big family trip. You know, and especially in light of everything that has happened, it would be nice to have that footage if possible. To be honest, I don't really have high hopes for getting it back. I'm sure the guys who rented the Jeep found it immediately. Now, I did have to fill out, of course, you know, my name and address when I rented the truck, the Jeep. So, you know, if they would want to and they were motivated, they could use that address and send it back to me. That would be nice. I don't really have hopes that they're gonna do that just because, you know, and it's not because like they're in Mexico or whatever. I wouldn't have hopes for no matter where I was, in the States, Europe, wherever, because if people find a GoPro, more likely than not, they're just gonna keep it. Hopefully they send it back. If anybody can find it, again, you get $1,000. So I would appreciate it. That's what's been going on. That's why, you know, I haven't really been posting much. That's why the content that I have been able to put out wasn't that good. And that's where I've been the last really 2 weeks. I've just been traveling a lot. With that being said, thank you very much for 650,000 subscribers. We're still growing every day. The views are still great, which is really awesome. And once again, I am going to strive to make things even better here coming up. With all that being said, here is some of the footage that I was going to release over the trip that I could not do. So we got a little bit of ATV and gun action. Like I said, I can get you my attorney's phone number anytime you want.
Thank you. Okay.
Well, it should be interesting. And a little bit of McLaren on McLaren violence. Which of course is the answer to the question, Mike, which is faster, a 570S or a 12C? Well, not that that was my car, but you know, I would say the 570S. Also, we are finally going to install this grill. Yeah, pretty easy if you have an 3 to 2007 classic Silverado, All you got to do to take the grill out is the 7 little pins, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7 pins on the top, little plastic push pins, and then just pop it out. All right, folks, so I apologize for the lighting, but what do you think of the grill now that it is installed? I'm gonna play with the spacing a little bit just to make sure it's like perfectly even on both sides and everything. But as a rough fitment, I would call that a great success. I just love the front Duramax badge, and it's high enough that it is not obscured by the bull bar. So there you go, the new front end of the Dirty Max, and of course we're gonna have to go over to Shane's and have those wrapped to match. Anyway, yep, let me know what you think of the new grill for the Dirty Max, and I hope that you enjoyed this upload. Thank you so much for sticking with me here in these times of lacking content, but I am back, and the great content will be back too. If you did enjoy the upload, give it a big thumbs up. If you are stopping in for the first time, please subscribe. Take care, have a great day.